Hello, everybody, and welcome to Weighted to Win. We've all been looking forward to the Saturday meeting. We only do this on all four Saturday racing, and a little differently today because it's a Friday afternoon. Been a few requests because the information we're sending out on the Saturday morning just seems to be too late, especially after the last double that you guys tipped last weekend. Well done.
Thank you, Clyde. We found a really good double at around 12 to 1, the best bet and value bet arriving. The first best bet, Parmesan's Pride, did drift 7 to 2 race time, and the value bet Battle Force shortened from 9 to 2 into 2 to 1 race time, and they both arrived, so that was great.
And Darryl, what did that double come to when you boys had the strike?
Approximately 12 to 1. So whoever took it, good luck to them, and let's hope we can continue on that good vein of form.
Well done. Okay, let's get straight into it. Let's hope you can do the same. Pick 6. We'll start with race 4 Saturday at Turffontein, and race 4 is a maiden plate. It starts with that over 1160 meters. I can tell you, as far as the penetrometer goes, this Friday afternoon is on 22 at Turffontein on the stand side track, so that's a good reading. The false rail set out with a 2-meter spur, so there's not much to maneuver with. If you're up on the rail, hopefully you're going to get a run at the rail. You've got to be careful there when you turn for home if you don't get the first run. And your normal running of 750 meters once they come for home. So that's pretty much the setting. No scratchings as far as we're concerned. And also, thanks to Interbet, they've allowed for us to use their betting as well. So we're going to share that with you as far as the first leg of the pick 6 is concerned. And it shows that number 1, Royal Wolf, is at 5 to 2. Now, this betting is naturally subject to change at any given time. You may log on and tonight or the next day or whatever, and you'll notice that betting fluctuates all the time. 2 Eyes on Tigers at 3 to 1. Number 3, Grappler, is at 4 to 1. They're betting 6 to 1 about the 8 Pomelo, and the 4 Love Lies 7 to 1. 7 to 1, number 9 Country Mile, and then it's 16 to 1 and better about the others. So that's the opening leg of the pick 6, guys. So as far as this event is concerned, let me start with you, Darryl, first. How do you see the first leg?
Well, Clyde, I think the betting is more or less a true reflection of the horse's chances of year. I do believe number 1, Royal Wolf, brings the strongest form into the race. But a little bit of a concern was he was due to run a few weeks back, and I don't know if he was intractable, but he did definitely get scratched at the start. So let's hope they've ironed out his antics and he behaves himself and he gets a clean break. I think he's the one to beat because there's no doubt he brings the strongest form lines into the race. Okay. The Danger's Eyes on Tiger and Grappler, there's not much to separate them. I don't believe there won't be much separating them on Saturday. But Grappler is only at 4 runs. Maybe, just maybe, he's got a little bit more scope for improvement than the 2 Eyes on Tiger. But I do believe Royal Wolf will be hard to beat. Let's just hope everything goes according to plan at the start. Okay.
And Daryn, how do you read it? Much the same, or you got something different?
I read it much the same. I think Royal Wolf is the horse to beat. I thought he would have broken his maiden a lot earlier, and I would have preferred him over 1400, but he comes back fresh after a break over the 1160. He'll be running at them late, and I think he does hold the strongest form in the race. So Royal Wolf for me over Eyes on Tiger, that on collateral form he actually beat Royal Wolf on the run behind Ramchandani Road over course and distance. Yeah. So there's not much between those two, and Grappler as well. But Royal Wolf, I do believe that he's the right price, around 5 to 2. He may shorten 2 to 1 race time, but he does look the horse to beat.
Well, you've got Samanga Kamala, Muzieni, and Lyle Hewitson that you've made reference to as far as the riders are concerned, so we shouldn't have too much of an issue as far as they go. They're all in really good form right now. Race number 5 is the first leg of the jackpot, and let's quickly have a look at the betting on race 5, where number 1, Grimaldi, is at 2 to 1. Number 11, Irish Willow, is at 2 to 1. So they are betting joint favourites about the 1 and the 11 in this particular event. Number 2, Monterio, is at 11 to 2. Then you've got the 3, Track Commander, who's trading at 7 to 1. Number 9, Only Him, is at 9 to 1. So that might round off at around 10s or thereabouts, and they are betting 12 to 1 and better about the others. So being the first leg of the pot, it's another one of those maiden plates. It's over 1,600 meters. And, well, it appears that they bet 2-1 the pair. Is it a race, Darren? Let me go to you. Is it a race between those two?
Not necessarily. Grimaldi was costly to follow. Last time out, he was 4-10 when taken to Durban, and he had every chance, and he just didn't quicken up the final 200 and faded. So I'll give him another chance. I think he's got ability, and I think dropping back to the mile may be what he's looking for. So Grimaldi over the filly Irish Willow, I think this is the right trip for her. Last time the 2,000 meters just caught her out. Another one to consider, Track Commander. Now, last time out, he traveled 3 wide around the bend, and he found nothing in the final 300 meters. I think you can put a line through that run, and I think he'll be right there, and Manterio the best of the rest.
Okay. Darryl?
Yeah, Grimaldi was very costly to follow last time out, but look at his breeding. He's only going to get better and stronger with racing and as he matures. So he is possibly the horse to beat, but like Darren touched on, he was very, very disappointing when he rated last time out. Irish Willow, I'm just willing to excuse her last run because I think it was a distance too far for her. And her penultimate start against Suits and Connector, I think we saw Blue Spark win from that form line. So back in trip, the stable's in good form, along with Manterio. I don't think he's really got the run of the race in a few of his starts. And I like the fact that they've removed the blinkers and there's not many jockeys riding better than Calvin Habib at the moment.
Yeah,
so he's going to give him a confident ride from a good draw. I respect his chances, and one other to throw in his Track Commander. Clyde will get through this leg of the pick 6 very, very comfortably.
Will be. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about race number 5. Well, that's good news. So race 5 behind us. Race 6 is a handicap when we go to one of the features being the Jacaranda and it being run over 1,800 meters. I'll just quickly show the market to you if I can, as far as the 6th race is concerned. Here's the betting number. 7 Shiham is top of the board, and this is currently trading at 17-10, Shiham. 9 Sparkling Water is at 5-1. 1 Jet Start is 6-1. 8 Magical Flight is 6-1. And then you've got 10-1 about 3 Ballet Shoes, the 4 Heart Swings, and the 5 Shivers, all at 10-1. They are betting 14-1 and better about the others. Shiham, is she good enough here for Sean Terry and Lyle Hewitson? Her form seems pretty solid here, Darryl.
Clyde, you know what? That race was run on the 27th of February. I've been having sleepless nights since then, waking up, looking at the nominations to see where she's running again. And I'll tell you something, Sean Terry has found the perfect race for her. She's an older 4-year-old filly, and look at the weight she's receiving from the others. She comes into the race with 52.5 to shoulder. Last time out, everything went wrong for her. I don't know if you recall that post-race interview with Sean Terry. He said, Joshua Solomons has ridden 2 brilliant races and 3 hopeless races for me on the day. Or sorry, it was the other way. 3 brilliant races and 2 hopeless. She falls into the category of the hopeless ride. He was just unfortunately caught wide, and he tried to get some cover, and by the time he got some cover, he was turning to the straight second last. She still finished that race very, very strongly. She now goes the extra furlong. She picked up 3 pounds in that last start, and she should have picked up at least 6 or 7. In my opinion, she's well ahead of the handicapper, and she'll take a power of beating. She's, for me, the best bet on the card, but we backed her up with Sparkling Water. I think she was a little bit disappointing for me last time out, but she's very lightly raced. She's got scope, and with 52 to shoulder, and you know these 3-year-olds, everyone's touting them as a good crop. We have to respect her chances. I think these 2 will pull clear of the field, but I'm very, very confident on Sion. She's my best bet, and personally, I'll be banking her. But with the weights to 1 cover up, we added Sparkling Water. Sparkling Water.
Darren, are you worried about Sparkling Water? What's your version of Sparkling Water against a horse like Siam? Because Darryl seems super confident here.
I'm pretty confident Siam as well. I agree with Darryl. Everything went wrong for her last time. I do believe the step up in trip will suit her. And from a good draw, being a 4-year-old with only 52.5 kilos, like Darryl said, she only got a 3-point penalty last time. And if she had a bit of luck in running, she probably would have just about won the race.
Right.
So Siam to beat Sparkling Water. Sparkling Water was only having a 4th start in the Classic. I know Magical Flight beat her neck in that race, but I think she'll reverse the form on Magical Flight, and we're taking our chances with those two runners in the pick six.
Okay, so are we adding Sparkling Water as backup to Siam? Do you want to put her in?
Yeah.
We'll put it in, Clyde.
Okay, we'll put her in. So that covers up the Jacaranda. Let's go on to race number 7 now. As we move on, I'll just quickly show you the betting on the 7th race, which is on the screen now. And favourite in the Sycamore Sprint, that's an 1160, is the 2 Winter Smoke, who does seem really talented. I recall her being one of the better ones in the Fortune Yard, is currently at 5-2. You're talking just now, Darryl, about Calvin being in great form, and he gets the ride on her. Then Tropic Sun, number 8, is 7-2. The three horse Rio's Winter is 7-1, and the 1 Mil Queen is 8-1. And they are betting 10-1 and better about the others. Let me just ask you, as far as your version goes, it being it is a 14 horse field. They'll be spread across the track. There's no particular going that's shining up at the moment. They're winning up the inside or winning up the outside. Is it? It's playing fairly, I would imagine, well, let's use that word, it's playing fair right now.
Yeah, Clyde, I think wherever the pace is, luckily 008's drawn down the inside. So let's hope Winter Smoke can just get a little bit of a toe through from her, because 008 does like to get on a bicycle early. So there is a little bit of pace down the inside.
Okay.
But let's touch on this field.
That's why I asked the question about, because I think we're all on Winter Smoke, and I think we will be anyway in terms of her ability. And the one draw, I just wanted to raise that. If you guys are not worried about it, then that's great.
I think it has to be a concern, because if you had to say to me, where would you prefer to have been drawn? Would you have preferred to be up the inside or towards the outside? I would have taken the outside, because it's a stand side track, and it usually favors the outside. But if you're good enough, and if wherever the pace is, like, you don't want to see you're fully going through the 400 and she's 4 or 5 lengths inferior down the inside, then you've just done your money cold. But if the pace is fair throughout, I think you've got a chance, and the best horse generally wins.
Okay. Daryn, can I ask you about how you summarize this race, your version?
Well, I believe Winter Smoke is my best bet on the card.
Okay.
You know, she's very highly regarded in the stable. She did run in the Allen Robertson Fillies Championship. She ran 4th last season, only having a second start. And she's done nothing wrong. Even her last run behind True to Life was a great run. She was only 1.75 lengths off. And over course and distance, she's had the one run. I was really impressed with her win that day. Gallic Princess moved up to her with a double handful, and Winter Smoke fought her off down to the line. Gallic Princess, previous to that, had beaten a horse like Ria Quarari by 2.5 lengths, and she came into that race in great form. So Winter Smoke, I think she's still a progressive filly. I think we're going to see a lot more from her this season.
Okay, so Darryl's a little worried about the draw. You don't seem to be too worried. If you had to back her up in the pick six, what would we back her up with?
Well, I would back her up with a horse like 008. There's not much between them on that run in the Magnolia, and 008 has a 3 kilo swing in the weights, but I do believe Winter Smoke's more progressive. And Tropic Sun, over the 1200, she ran second behind Ria's Winter. There's about a 4 kilo swing in the weights in Tropic Sun's favor, so we'll include her, and Ria's Winter we're backing up as well. Okay,
so we're going to add a few. Darryl, you're on the same page. We're adding a few in the pick six there.
Yeah, we've gone with 4 runners. Like Darren said, Winter Smoke is the improving filly in the race. Okay. But at the weights, it's not cut and dry. That's the reason why we backed up. And some people might say, why Ria's Winter when she's appeared to be held? But you know what? Gavin really gets on well with her. And you never know. Races won't run on paper. They run on grass. So if Tropic Sun just has a little bit of a below par effort and Ria's Winter wins, it won't be the biggest of surprises. So we're putting 4 horses over here, and I do believe we've selected a winner in one of those 4.
Okay, well, bearing in mind that Daryn does, of course, make Winter Smoke the best bet on the card, so take that into account, and he's been in good form too. So race 8 now, let's go there. This is the final leg of the jackpot, and this is a handicap at the 104 level over 1,400 meters, where they've got 28 to 10 the pair about Zouaves and Put on the Red Light 1 and 4. And then you've got number 8, Nordic Rebel at 7-2. The 7, Willow Express is 6-1. The 2, Wonderwall 7-1. The 3, Approach Control 7-1. Number 5, category 4 is 8 to 1. And then I think all runners quoted the 6 Portico. Portico is trading at around 10 to 1 in the race. So do we go light here, Darren? Let me come to Daryn Burroughs. No, do we go light in this final leg of the jackpot?
It's a competitive lineup, but we have gone light. We've gone a couple of runners. Let me start with Zuavs. He is a 1400 meter specialist. The 4 kilo claim is going to help him a lot. So with only 61.5 from a good draw, Zuav's a massive runner. We've thrown in approach control. I think back to the 1400 meters. I think he's a massive runner at a decent price. So that could make the pick 6 pay if approach control arrives.
Yeah.
Put on the red lights. Sean Terry's in great form, and we've thrown him in as well.
Okay, Darryl, how do you see it?
I actually believe Zuav's, the 7-year-old's the horse to beat of the year. Just have a look at his last starts. I think he's 7 kilograms better off with horse like Put on the Red Light, and they finished under a length between him and Put on the Red Light. So you have to be with Zuav's on paper.
Okay.
And I think Put on the Red Light from a good barrier position. I think Luke's going to hold his position. The pace appears to be on here because you've got horses like Wonderwall. Approach control can even go forward, and a horse like Willow Express. So I think Put on the Red Light's going to be in the perfect position. Zuav's will just track him through. I do believe those are the 2 that we need to focus on over here. Although on weights, we have to be with Zuav's. So we're going to tip him first there or Put on the Red Light.
Well, that's good to know. We'll follow those very closely, but approach control, if that wins at 7 to 1, there's some really good value to be had there as well, in case that arrives in your pick 6, not to be left out. Final leg, and we'll wrap up numbers with you guys now. Final leg of the pick 6. This is a handicap at the 80 level, and it is run over 1400 meters. So let's put the betting up as far as this particular event is concerned. I'll put that up for you now. And then you guys can make of it what you will. Number 5, Cleveland, is at 9 to 2. Number 1, Last to the Legend, is 11 to 2. 11 Sun Giant is 6 to 1. So it does appear to be a competitive race. You're going to have to go horses, I would imagine, unless you guys have got the spook here. 3, Global Ash, 7 to 1. Number 4, Silver Master, 7 to 1. 6, August Rain is 10 to 1. I like that a bit. The 2, Master Supreme, 12 to 1. 12 to 1, Mohican, 12 to 1. That's number 7 on the card. And then 12 to 1, number 9, Dawn of a New Era. And they are betting 14 to 1 and better about the others. So, all right, let's go to Darryl. I'll come to you, Darryl. How do you see it?
Clyde, I think between Darren and myself, we've found the double floaters for the quartet of the year. Excuse me, I like number 2, Master Supreme. Many are going to say it's over a distance short of his best, but I've noticed in his last couple of outings, he's tending to over-race. So I'm hoping that the drop to the 7 furlongs are a little bit quicker, and he'll be able to finish his race off. You can take a note of his merit rating. It's dropped from 100 down to an 80, plus the 1.5 off from Joshua Solomon's. I'll make him a big rap for you over here to consider. I think he's priced up at 14 or 12 to 1.
Yes.
For me, that represents value. I also like a look at number 7, Mohican. You can have a look at his form. He's come down slowly in the rating, but he's never been far off. So he's competitive with this similar mark. And he had terrible excuses in his last start.
Okay.
He's going to probably get the run of the race from Storgate number 1. He'll be thereabouts once again. But the race doesn't end over there. It's a very competitive handicap. And the likes of Sun Giant must be included. He got recently scratched, I think, with his coughing. Yes. But he's unbeaten with the blinkers. He's a big, strong galloper. With a low weight, he might be able to go handy and fend them off. But for me, I think the value lies between the 2 and the 7.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Let's go to that you've selected some double-digit horses is good for our viewers to know, for trifectas and quartets as well. Darren, how do you see it, the final leg of the pick 6?
Well, my value bet on the card is Mohican. He's come down to a good mark of 74 from a 90 merit rating. And over course and distance, he won his maiden here. He was very highly thought of. He won his maiden in good style. We thought we were going to see a lot more of this horse. And he didn't really go through with it. But down to a 74 merit rating from a 1 draw over his best course and distance, I think we're going to see a massive run from Mohican. So he'll be my first choice at 12 to 1. I'll throw in horses like Master Supreme. He's also dropped very much in the merit rating. And if the speed's going to be on, he'll be staying on strongly. Last of a Legend, Silver Master. And another horse I want to mention is Midnight Badger. He's an ex-Cape Town horse. He's also dropped quite a lot in the merit rating, and he's got some strong form lines behind his name, but we don't know of his well-being. I see he left Eric Sands on the 3rd of February. So, yeah, Paul Peter from a good draw, 16-1. We have thrown him in the pick 6.
Okay, so that's in the pick 6. So it does sound wired. We're going to load up at the back. So I think...
Yes,
I think
and another horse, obviously, Global Ash, we threw him in as well.
What number was that?
Number 3,
Number
Global
3.
Ash. He had
number 3.
excuses last time out, so we did throw him in.
All right. Excellent. You boys happy with it? I'm going to put it up now. I'm going to share the pick 6 with everybody, if that's okay with you guys, and show you what we've got. This is basically the pick 6. It works out to 2,304 Rand. And if you're spending not as much, well, that would entirely up to you. 230 Rand will get you 10%. First leg, 1, 2, 3, by 1, 2, 3, 11, by 7 and 9, by 2, 3, 4, 8, by 1, 3, 4, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 11, 13. I do like August Rain a little bit at the back, so I don't want to spook anything. Maybe I'm talking more quartets than anything else. But that's the look at the pick 6 field. Bearing in mind that the guys like what we've heard so far, Siam and Winter Smoke as well. So you, as the viewers, can do as you please. But that is what we believe is the foundation of the pick 6. By special request, they've asked for a buy pot as well. So here's the buy pot. It works out to 216 Rand taken once for Saturday. 21 Rand 60 will give you 10%. There's a look at the buy pot for you guys, starting up, of course, with race number 2 on Saturday at Turffontein, 1, 2, 5, by 3, 6, 14, by 1 and 2, by 1, 2, 11, by 7 and 9, by 2 and 8. Darren's play of the day is going for Winter Smoke at 5 to 2. That's the current price as of this afternoon, Friday, the 19th of March. And the value is found up in the last race at 12 to 1. That was Mohican, race 9, number 7. At Friday afternoon was at 12 to 1 when recording the show. Darryl Maree's best bet comes up in race 6. He doesn't want to know about Siam. He said he hasn't had sleep. He's had sleepless nights since February. We're waiting for this horse to run. So that's good news for us. It's at 17 to 10 the last time that we had a look. And if you guys want, you can perhaps use all ons or whatever the case may be with all of those 3 selections from our tipsters. And just a reminder that you can join us on Fridays for this Waited to Win show. Don't forget. You don't want to miss out. It will become your play of the day, so we believe, and we hope that we are reaching out to the viewers for the Saturday racing event. So thanks very much, everybody. I appreciate all of your time, guys. Thanks to both of you. Is there anything else you want to add, or you think that's a wrap?
Yeah, Clyde, being a Friday, I think our viewers can just light up the coals and pour themselves a nice whiskey and watch Waited to Win. Let's hope we're able to steer them in the right direction.
Hope so. Darren, thanks very much for your time again. We really appreciate it. I know that you've got your own service as well, so guys might want to join you during the week. I think, Darryl, you'll be working on something too that viewers may want to, and you want to entertain in the week as well, which we'll share with viewers when it comes. But thank you both very much. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Clyde.
Thank you.
Yes, guys.
Cheers.